Going into the Abyss match, we had the week of scrims before that, we won nearly every single game in scrims. We had what we thought was a really good grasp of the current meta. We were just smashing teams. I thought practice was going well because we had confidence going into the weekend. We understood exactly how to play our compositions. But there's always got to be a downside to that. We weren't getting punished very much. We didn't really have an understanding of the weaknesses of our compositions. We didn't really know how to play from behind with our comps. We didn't really think about what could beat us. So when it got to game day, and in drafting game one, we got everything we wanted, everything we practiced all week, but Abyss did too, and it just so happened that what Abyss played worked really well into what we played, and yeah, we lost, and it was shocking because we'd been crushing teams with similar stuff all week. We just never played against that style of play. It's moments like that that are really sad at the time, and it sucks, but you have to learn from it, and I believe we have learned from it a lot. We were complacent, we were too cocky almost, a bit arrogant in our understanding of the patch. We thought we had figured it all out, and then we got beaten by Abyss, who we definitely should have beaten. We weren't very humble, because if we were, then we would have considered the worst, and we would have considered how our comps are beaten, and we would have planned more, and I don't know, we were just too sure of ourselves, I think, and we weren't very critical. Yeah, going forward, especially for this Super Week, we've put a lot more effort into our preparation and into how we're practicing. I think it's still been a pretty bad week of practice because of a lot of external factors. Firstly, Lachlan was sick, then I was sick, I had to go into hospital, then Miles was sick. Miles is still sick, he has tonsillitis, so we haven't been able to practice with him for a while. We've been using a substitute player. We feel like everyone's committed at least, and we're going in the right direction, but it's definitely a process, and learning is always going to be very difficult.
Going into the Super Week for week 6 of OPL, we only really had 3 days to practice for scrims versus Regicide and Chiefs, but I actually got a huge fever and tonsillitis, so I couldn't really practice it away. I think I played one scrim set max, and then I went into the series.
Get to our first game of the day, AV versus Regicide. Now, I think AV would be disappointed with their result last week.
It's just an all-round pick pop with some flair of disengage, but not really all that much. So Ash Arrow going.
Shumin lands a charm onto Blinky, dashes over the wall, Blinky follows through, will get good damage out, but Sirius is here to save the day, picks up that kill, Blinky still lives, Rift Tower, however, has been picked up by Regicide.
No flash.
They're still looking for a fight, Blinky still trying to fight with next to no health, Chenshen goes in, good damage, Kata's gonna fall first, Bane comes back in, he wants this fight, gonna go straight on top of Sybil, ZZZ gets that kill, Series gets a double in the back lines, that's the rock field being thrown down by Triple, stops ZZZ from dashing anywhere, and AV will get an ace against Regicide.
Yeah.
Sorry, but shove back from Triple gets a kill. Chenshen so low, he's forced to flash out. Fades the next target, though. Exhaust coming through, and there's a big crocodile on the back lines. Cataclysm being popped by ZZZ, but it doesn't matter. Series on the back lines, he's going to get 2. Triple's already got 3 for himself, and that's going to be an ace picked up by AV.
Yeah, and that just might be game over, Fish. It's 10,000 gold.
AV pick up a very decisive
an
one-sided victory.
Absolute shellacking, Fish. 23-minute victory.
Fine in 20 minutes. for OPL broadcast. Oi, come on. Come on. We're all friends here.
It's going to be Fade now that's in trouble. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're fighting again. Teleport's coming for Series. Blinky trying to cut this out. Can't do it. Jake now going to try and flash away. Series going to slide on in. Gets it with the Cataclysm. Stops Jake from charming on further forward. Knocks up Stewman. He wants to get a return kill at least. Can he do it? Forced to flash. What the heck are you doing, Stewman?
Yeah, going the wrong way there. Equally items, actually.
Hook does land on the triple. Fade goes in. Kicks it back in the team. He's played and instantly killed. That's what Regicide needs.
It certainly is. That is a good play out of Fade. I mean,
ZZZ.
put that in the highlight reel. ZZZ behind him.
In the back line's pulling off an IMA here with that flank. Doesn't get the stun down on Blinky, but it instantly just pops him with the lantern. There you go. Lights out. Good night, AV. Jake gonna try and run away now. He gets popped by Kedu, and that's the fight Regicide needs. And somewhere, Turret's gonna fall, and that's where Chenshan picks up his window, but Jake jumps in with the charm. Will hit the double backline combo. Jumps out. Lands on ZZZ, who's trying to get kills as well, but already Chenshan's gonna fall. Triple will sacrifice his life to pick up one, but Silver with a big shutdown will avoid quite a bit of damage. Fade, meanwhile, it's the next target. Blinky gets the next one, and only the carries left up for it. But the Winions have already done their job. Finally, Kedu will jump away from this fight. Silver wants nothing to do with his Nexus falling, and AV, after a disaster of an early game, will pick up the victory and finish the series 2-0.
Going into Regicide, across the board, we're pretty confident in like our roles. So like, bottom side of the map, we're like definitely gonna win. Like, Triple is so much better than Seaman. Sybil is a much better player than Fade, even though he can like pop off on carries or something. And top side of the map, ZZZ from Regicide can like pop off on like weird picks and like unmeta picks. But other than that, like Evan is definitely a better player. Other than that, as a team, like we're definitely better as a team than like Regicide.
Overall, I'm very happy with how the first game against Regicide went, as well as winning as individuals in our lanes and from the jungle position. We actually played very well as a team in the first game specifically. We played around our win condition, which was very well established from early on. They lost bans, so we knew like very early before we even got on stage that we were going to first pick Caitlyn. So we had already started developing the strategy, and we played it throughout the week, and we were very comfortable playing with it.
Yeah, beating Regicide is like good for us in the points wise. So like the match against Chiefs pretty much determines the top 3 for like Sin, us, and Chiefs. So going into Regicide 2, taking them, and definitely builds us like momentum going to the Chiefs game.
AV taking on Chiefs. An exciting time for all involved, Destiny.
Mid lane is just going to be farm fest, and bot lane, I want to give the advantage to AV.
Off for each of them raised, but it's not enough. Whereas Sniper
Got trapped on a tap.
Yeah, got stuck on a trap, but still Naza back. Jake control, Blinky taken down very
Series
low. Flash
cancelled.
forward, Raze gets taken down, and they stun up Jake as well. Alta's come out from Egypt, though, puts the sunglasses on through his team. Oh no, Baron just destroys Swiffer. And AB trying to turn around. Raze pops the ultimate, will flash away, but Spruce has got a good kill onto Series. Double Gnar coming up from Swiper, and they chain stun the Corki. Corki in so much trouble. Egypt trying to stay alive. Swiper slams the ground, but misses, chucks the boulder Sybil's way. Raze, though, getting good damage in the back lines. Misses it. Now AV can definitely look to Ida Burn. Swiffer jumps in and deletes Triple from this fight. Blinky's going to be next. He tries to flash away. You're not going anywhere.
That's not the thing to do.
Jumping forward, there's a flash being thrown as well. Sybil wants to go for re-engage. Big Gnar from Swiper, locks down the backlines. It's going to be the Corki taken down straight away. Triple's in trouble. Blinky is trying to run to his pound, and Swiper doesn't even allow him to get there. Double kill picked up, making Jake's life hell as well. And that's going to be the Chiefs. 25 minutes into the match, charging towards the Nexus. The sunglasses come down for the team. The perfect player gets taken down in the fountain, but Chiefs pick up game 1.
I mean, I said it wasn't the cleanest game.
Orange. But Zach doesn't need red. He doesn't.
Team fight though. Swiffer gets no flash.
Yeah, big roots coming out from the Maokai. They're going to be able to
Here
lock
comes
Egypt
Galio.
down. He still goes in for a big initiation and lives. Egypt, that was fantastic to watch. The rest of the Chiefs now have to carry on with this fight. Delivers 2 members into the minefield set up by Swiffer. Sybil's in trouble. Somehow, nobody from the Chiefs died during this fight.
And
He's going to get body slam. Series throws out a good ultimate to kick off this fight. They lock down Spooks. Incredibly low on the Zac. Will get out to try and reinitiate again. Egypt jumps in, almost falls, jumped on by Series. He gets the first kill of the fight. Now Spooks goes in, immediately splat. So 3 members of the Chiefs fighting front to back against 5. strong of AV, who look like they're winning this fight.
Oh,
The roots
Blinky.
get pulled out. Jake's very low. Blinky's on the back lines, knocks Swimmer back. He flashes forward, tries to jump away, looking for it. Ray's on top of it, gets the double, eventually taken down by Triple, who flashes on Swimmer's head. One shut down, wants the second, can't get it. He's so low. One more auto attack for Swiper's enough. Gets a big shield as well. Everyone just has absolutely no health left.
And unfortunately for
still
Blinky,
going.
he's
Oh!
just absolutely dropped the
Ball's
game.
being built.
This time's gone.
Look at the wave in the top
Oh,
left.
Blinky! That's the
That's a
wrong
miss,
way!
but-
You're gonna get slammed for that! What the heck were you thinking? Now Series wants to try and start the fight. Will be an inhibitor turret that falls here shortly once that shield expires. Finally taken out by Raze. Already 2 kills picked up by the Chiefs. Triple flashing away, trying to keep his team alive, but Chiefs already in the base.
Yeah, they certainly are fishing. That will probably be game, unfortunately for Blinky.
Nexus Civil gonna do what he can. Double kill picked up by Raze. Make it 3 as they ace AV. They're gonna be able to pick up the 2-0 of the day.
Coming off our loss versus Abyss the week before, we definitely had a lot to work on coming into the next weekend. We were playing Regicide and Chiefs, so it was our super week. There's a lot of challenges that come with preparing for 2 teams in 1 week. Mostly just, it's very time consuming having to come up with drafts, and then you might change your drafts based off what happens in your first set. Also, the team that you're playing on the second day can watch your games from the day before. So you might want to do stuff like hide strategies or have different strategies set in place. You might need a bigger playbook for that day. I think with the order of the matches, it benefited us a lot that we were able to come off of a 2-0 going into the Chiefs match. The first game of our Regicide match, I'm very happy with how it went. There were a few blunders, but we fulfilled our win condition and we played to our composition strengths, which is something that we've been working on fixing recently. We do a lot of deviation at the moment, so yeah, really being able to nail down a win condition and execute it on stage, I was very happy with, even if it was against Regicide. Going into the Chiefs match, we had a very clear idea about how we were going to draft and play the games. And we realized that although it doesn't suit us very well as a team in terms of how we play the map and how we prioritize resources, we understand that playing to the meta is always probably going to be the best way to play on the current patch. And that's what we did against Chiefs. I believe our 2 drafts, each game, they were very good. They had win conditions. They had strengths that matched the patch's strengths. We were playing tanks. We were playing hyper carries. That being said, they did point out a lot of our errors as a team, which can point us in the right direction in terms of our practice and our improvement. The crux of most of these compositions is team fighting, right? You have to be able to mechanically execute a 5v5 if you are to win with most of these tank compositions. It's very rarely won through split push, or very rarely won through like high macro rotationary play where you just rotate around towers, systematically take them. That really isn't the current meta right now. You can force that sort of style, but we decided that we're going to try and adapt. So we're playing these tank compositions. When we do play up against these top teams like Legacy, Chiefs, and Direwolves, they all have stellar players in their carry roles, and this is really a meta where you need to be on point if you are to win in terms of how you play as an individual. Like you see players like Lost, King, Ryoma even, like really carrying their teams with perfect positioning in team fights, really creative use of summoner spells and target selection. These are the traits that we need to train up within ourselves if we're going to match these top teams at the moment, because you really do need to be able to win team fights to be able to win on the current patch. Recently, to prepare for Legacy and to become a better team overall, we've revamped the way we're practicing. We're very much having a focus on executing win conditions, really making sure that we utilize every scrim to the best of its ability, making sure that I'm very prepared going into every draft, preparing the guys so that they have a clear play pattern to play to. And going into Legacy on the weekend, this is something that I definitely want to take to stage as well. As per our preparation for them, they definitely have star players on their team that we'll have to play around. We definitely have the strength to take it, and I believe it's going to be a close series. It's going to be a really good series. I think Legacy do have a lot of weaknesses, and when we watch their gameplay from the outside, you can see them. You can see ours as well, but a lot of our strengths are in the place that they have weaknesses, so I won't say too much, but it's going to be a good series.